Hey, one of the things that you are famous, I don't know what the word would be for in Georgia, and we teased it last week, but
Yeah.
tell us the true story as best you can without being deposed. As to the battle royal in Columbus, Georgia, and the check of Fred Ward's that you allegedly cashed, and that this has been folklore in wrestling for years and years. And tell us what you can without subjecting yourself to legal action.
Well, we we really don't have any absolute documentation on this because there's a lot of hearsay. There has been throughout the wrestling business about me supposedly cashing a check from Fred Ward or whatever his name was. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go public with this, and I've never done this. Okay, but since it's you, I'm going to go public.
We got a scoop. We got a scoop.
This is a scoop. I've had a private investigator on this matter now ever since these accusations took place. I've hired Tommy Wildfire Rich to go out and find this individual imposter who cashed that check and actually pointed where all the fingers were pointed at me. So Tommy Wildfire Rich is on this case. You know, he's like an Inspector Clouseau a little bit. He bumbles and mumbles a little bit, but he's assured me he's going to get this guy. Yeah.
Well, the story that's been told and retold was that Fred Ward, who was the promoter in Columbus and Macon, Georgia, and of course his son-in-law, the Rooster, Ralph Freed, who Frank Morrell, the Angel, told me one time was the kind of guy you didn't want to beat up. You just wanted to slap him down and piss on him in front of the boys. The story has been that he was, I don't want to say dumb enough, but he was, he overlooked the fact that he had actually signed a company check for the winner of the Battle Royal, but he made it out to the winner of the Battle Royal. And of course, in Columbus, Georgia, since there was TV and et cetera, and wrestling was the biggest show in town, that a person, let's just say a person or persons unknown who would have gotten this check by winning a worked Battle Royal would then take that check to the bank. And because everybody in town knew who that particular wrestling star was, and there were probably people in the bank at the time that were at the matches and could say, yeah, he won the Battle Royal, that check would become cashable. And that was one way that a person or persons unknown could give their notice to the territory by cashing that check for several $1,000s and being on their way. But you're saying that
$5,000. It sounds familiar. It's coming back to me a little bit. Yeah, because I wasn't in the you've heard it. I wasn't even in the territory. I was living in Tampa, and the guy got a call. It was Ole, and he said, "Hey, would you come in and work on a Wednesday night for Fred Ward?" I said, "I'm not interested." I said, "The guy's such a thief. He's been stealing so much money from all these guys for so long." I said, "No." He said, "Well, listen, I'll give you a $300 night for the night guarantee. We'll fly you in, Bo." I said, "Okay, Ole, I'll do it." You know, I go in there. There's a Battle Royal. I had no idea what the lineup was for the night, but there's a Battle Royal. I'm in the Battle Royal. I win the Battle Royal. I'm standing in the middle of the ring, you know, rah, rah, and here comes Fred Ward, and he just, you know, kind of stumbles into the ring, you know, and they make the little announcement, you know, gets on the mic, makes a little announcement, presents me with a check. I didn't even bother to really look at the check. I just took the check and raised my hand, boom, stuck it in my tights, go back to the dressing room, time to get a shower, taking my tights off, there's the check. I look at the check. It's made out to the winner of the Battle Royal. Boom, $5,000 signed Fred Ward. It's on a company check. I thought, damn, that looks a little interesting now. I think I'm thinking of Fred Ward, like this thief, you dirty, filthy thief. I thought, I'm going to hold this check. And went back to Tampa. Yeah, we're living in Tampa. And I just put the check like in a sock drawer, in a dresser. I put it in this. I just totally forgot about it. I really did over a period of time. And then my wife and I are going to take a little ride up to the Carolinas for Christmas. And so, packing some things and getting some socks. And I stumbled on the check. And I looked at it. I said, "Damn, $5,000. It's an old check now. I mean, it's got a little bit of time on it." But I thought, God, I wonder, should I? I mean, this could be a little gutsy. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to take it with me in the car. So we're driving up, and I'm thinking about it a little bit. I said, God, this is ballsy. This is going to be ballsy. But hey, I was won the battle royal, winning the check. He signs the company check. It's legitimate. Yeah, I earned that money. That's my money. So I stopped at the bank there in Atlanta where I used to do my banking. And I walked in, and people recognized me, and I'm just kind of, "Hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? Merry Christmas," and blah, blah, blah. And I walked up to the teller, picked the thing out, and put Austin Idol on it. That's the guy who won it, Austin Idol. "How would you like this, Mr. Idol?" Said, "Hundreds would be fine." Give all $5,000, 5 G's and hundreds, put them in a little envelope, put it in my pockets. "Thank you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody. See you next time I'm in town." I got in the car, passed the envelope to my wife, and said, "Merry Christmas."
Oh my God! What did you hear afterwards, if anything?
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, oh hell yeah, I heard. I'll tell you what I heard. About 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months later, I'm at home. There's a doorbell rings. It's maybe like 5 or 6 o'clock. I go to the door. There's a deputy sheriff outside the door. I open the door. Said, "How you doing?" Blah blah blah. Says, "Are you Austin Idol?" And I said, "Is there a problem, officer?" He says, "Let's ask a question with a question, right?" I said, "Is there a problem, officer?" He says, "Well, yes, there is a problem." He said, "Do you recognize?" He had a photocopy of the check. He says, "Do you recognize this check?" I said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. That was in a wrestling match where I wrestled in Columbus, Georgia, where I won a battle royal. Yeah, sure, I recognize it. That check was." "Yeah, that was my check." He said, "Well, we have a different story." And I said, "You have a different story?" He said, "Yes, the story which comes from Mr. Fred Ward, who is the business owner, blah, 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 says you weren't supposed to sign that check. You weren't supposed to cash that check." And I said, "Well, that's bizarre. Why would you not cash your check from your employer?" I said, "Don't you cash your checks every week?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I cash my checks every week too." I said, "I don't know what's going on with this guy." I said, "But I don't understand it." He said, "Well, this could probably going to end up being a civil action here." I said, "Well, whatever." I said, "I really don't care." I said, "I worked very hard for that money, and the money was presented to me because I won that match. I've won that match. So if he wants to take me to court for some stupid reason, bring it on." That was the end of it.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was the end of it, yeah. So anyway, 5 G's, I got a little bit back,
Just a little bit for the boys. For the
boys. For the boys.
And for your wife.
And for Merry Christmas to her, yeah. It was nice, though, Jim. You're thinking back. It was nice, Nice little bonus.
Well, and I'm sure that many of the boys appreciated what you did for Fat Freddy.
Oh, they went viral when there was no viral. It went viral when there was no viral within the industry. Yeah.